and we have had to have some interesting conversations, some of which are still ongoing.
There are some things, like, even to this day.
What's up, everybody? I'm Natasha.
And I'm Tristan.
Welcome back to our channel,
Livin LaGrande Lyfe.
Welcome to another week of
Mind Your Marriage Monday.
Man,
can you believe we are already in our second month of this new segment?
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy, because it's been fun. We've been loving it. Y'all been loving it. Like, time is flying.
Yes, it absolutely has. So listen, if this is your first time, go ahead and subscribe.
Yeah.
Take a moment and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, okay? Right now, all right? Little bit about Mind Your Marriage Monday. Tasha and I like to mind our business, right? Like, you do you, we gonna do us, and that's just what it's gonna be. But once a week, we step outside and we mind your marriage.
Yeah.
We find, or people send us scenarios, or we find them out in the world. We are going to talk about the scenario and then talk about what we think.
We'll mind the marital situation.
Right.
Give our opinion and, you know, look for what y'all got to say in addition to that.
Yeah, but the caveat is we have to do it in 10 minutes.
Yep. So Tristan again has today's topic. She gonna go ahead and hit us with it because I haven't heard it yet, and then we're gonna get the timer going. So what you got?
All right, so today's topic is gonna be a juicy one. I feel like you and I are uniquely qualified to discuss this particular thing, and we'll talk about it more once the timer gets started.
Okay.
So we got a couple. They are in the process of planning their wedding.
Okay.
And they're going through premarital counseling.
Okay.
One of them is Catholic. One of them is another denomination of Christianity. They're struggling, apparently, particularly on the subjects of like tithing, and things of that nature. So it's so bad at this point that one of them is considering not moving forward with the marriage, and they want advice on whether or not two people who have different beliefs or a different belief system can be married and, you know, can be happily married and it lasts. That's their question. Can a marriage where two people have different belief systems last?
Okay. Let's get that timer started. Ooh-wee. I'm laughing because I see why Tristan said we are uniquely qualified, because she and I are different denominations of Christian. And we have had to have some interesting conversations, some of which are still ongoing. but they're not bad, but you gotta have the conversation. So the question is, can a couple of different denominations last happily in a marriage? Yes, absolutely they can, but not a but there needs to be a lot of conversations happening. They cannot all happen at once though, because when you start to pile them on top of each other, we've tried this, it doesn't turn into the most productive outcome or conversation, because once one major topic is discussed, it's probably an agree to disagree. You usually the first few times don't get all the way through it to a conclusion, and then you add something else, everybody's in their feelings. And because of that, because of that, there tends to be more issues. Because when you're talking about someone's religious beliefs, and because a lot of people's religious beliefs go into how they tend to their daily lives and how they grew up, and it ties into their roots, etc. It starts to pull at some of that, and you take it personally. I think that these conversations should be had, advice-wise, prior to even getting that far in a relationship. And that way it's easier to assess it then when there's less emotion and time tied to it. because now you kind of feel like, or this person feels like, we put in all this time, we're going to get married, and now I'm questioning things because I feel like things are blown up.
Right.
Yeah, that's a tough. It's one of those things that it's a process.
Yeah. I think in this situation, one other fact that I don't think I said earlier is that they're in marital counseling, but the person who's doing the premarital counseling is one of their pastors. And the person who is disagreeing is the person who is not their pastor.
Okay, that's tough too, because, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead and say what you were going to say, because I think we were probably on the same page.
That either one of two things needs to happen in that situation, because there's a bias there, and you need to eliminate that bias. So in order to do that, there's only one of two ways to do that.
Okay.
You need to find a neutral party that is not of either denomination, or you both need to be counseled by a head individual of each denominations. So if you're going to have a priest from the Catholic religion be a marital counselor or premarital counselor, you need to also have whether the other person is pastor or whomever, based on their denomination, also do the same, so that things can be brought to light from both sides, and that things can be heard from both sides that don't come from the people inside the circle. Because being inside versus being on the outside, talking to the people inside, give totally different perspective. It's unbiased because they don't know anything about you really outside of what you're telling them in the questions. So when they're hit home and it's something your future spouse said, it's like, oh, okay, it's not just them trying to take over the situation. This is legitimately something I should think about and consider. I agree. I mean, I think I hadn't even actually considered the idea of having someone from both denominations like sit with the couple. I was thinking it needs to be straight marriage counseling from a licensed counselor or therapist, that and it's premarital, but it's not built in the spiritual realm of things. Or even if it is, I like the idea of having one from both, because I feel like it could feel like an attack otherwise. It definitely feels like a gang up. It's 2-on-1.
It's a gang up.
It's a gang.
Sure. Gang.
No, well, for real though.
So this is my take on it, because I know we got a time. So this is my take on it. Number one, I believe that it truly can be a successful, long marriage with two different belief systems. In terms of, the denomination. I think that because we think about the idea of being equally yoked, right? And I think that some people take that to the extreme in terms of what it means to be equally yoked. And the fact of the matter is that I need to be with somebody who believes in God. Who believes in Jesus. That he lived, that he died, and that he rose again. You understand me? I need to be with somebody who wholeheartedly believes in that, and everything else we can work through.
And you make two very valid points. The latter point you just made is that, having someone that believes, specifically in the same God you believe in, because we're not going to get deep into this because it's not that kind of platform. But Christianity is an umbrella, and all of our denominations are pieces under the umbrella, which means we just go about it in different ways, but we all have the very same belief and trust system in the end, which all comes up to the top of the umbrella. So Jesus. So there's not necessarily a wrong or right way on whose is better, because we're not gonna get into all that, but you get what I'm saying. So that was the latter point. The first one that sparked the light bulb for me was that you talking about just the marriage counselor in general, right? It made me think even both would be good, right? So they would have 3, which could almost feel like too much, but it's not in this situation, because if you have just a marriage counselor that's not focusing on the religious aspect of it, they're helping them think through different things outside of being tied to pulled,
and giving them tools, because that's the thing about a counselor and a therapist, is they give them tools to have productive conversations that might be able to help them to work through these difficult conversations around their beliefs. So they have that, and then also have the religious counselors, because that's clearly important to them.
So that piece has to stay there. They can't just leave that all together and just go to a marriage counselor, or they'll still go into these nuptials with issues.
Right.
But if they have all three, that gives a lot of perspective in addition to the tools.
Yeah. And ain't nothing wrong with three, amen. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen.
Yeah,
got you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and so, yeah, that's how I feel about it. Like, it needs to be a situation where, bottom line is, everybody needs to be open to listen.
Yep.
And both of you need to be open to learn.
Yep.
Because there are some things, like, even to this day, sometimes on like Sundays.
Yep.
On Sundays, we'll watch or go to Catholic Mass, and then tiptoe right on over to my church service, right? Like, and I get something from both.
I do too. I actually love it, because we used to try to pick one, and it was leaving some to be desired to the other. To both, yes. Or vice versa, right? Because they're totally different. Catholic's Mass and non-denominational service.
It was,
you know what I'm saying?
To get used to
on both ends.
I can get with these 1 hour services, amen. I can get with these 1 hour services.
Look, and I get with the message that hits home on a very real situation where you don't have to think too hard to get to it, right? But
I love the teaching that comes.
We figured out how to blend the two by doing that, and we don't have a problem with having that much church on a Sunday. We spend more hours than that watching Bridgerton. Right. You know what I mean? Right. We can give our time to the Lord one day a week, specifically for a service. Not, obviously we get more time than that on the regular, but but yeah, that helps. So and it helps us both just continue to grow closer together. Yeah. And we figure out where one of us may think differently than the other. Like she can tell me about, like, sort of how it was for her growing up Catholic, and she tells me stories about, like, her first communion and what that was like, and like what it looked like to learn, like, all these different things. And whereas me, I wasn't in a, like, a churchy family, to say, right? You know what I mean? Like, so a lot of mine, like, I went to church with my grandmothers, both of them, but for me, it was something that I chose to pick up. My relationship with him was a choice, and I know now as an adult, like, it's a choice for you as well, but it was sort of indoctrinated into your life. Yeah, because I went to Catholic school from kindergarten through 12th grade, so I went to public school with no religious ties, and I made it out. We good. But yeah, so I know we're probably about at time, but this was a good topic. Did you like that? Yeah, I love this topic. This was a good one, babe. See, baby bringing bangers. Listen, that's one that could have actually, like, this 10 minutes is just like, but it helps us get to the point. Hit the main topics. We can have part 2. Listen, if you guys want a part 2 of any of the Mind Your Marriage Mondays, just let us know. Yeah, just let us know in the comments below, and or DM us on Instagram. Are any of y'all in relationships or marriages where y'all have different beliefs, either same different denominations of Christianity, or maybe y'all are completely different? I would love to understand kind of how that works out. So let us know in the comments. Yeah, that's a really good one. I feel like I know someone. I don't know. I feel like I know a couple that, like, one is Christian and one is not. I heard about someone whose one is a Muslim and one. Yeah, I was just like, that could be interesting. Yeah. Because I think they kind of let the kids kind of just go back, back and forth. That's gonna be interesting too. That would be, yes. Please let us know if that is a situation that you feel comfortable talking about. Let us know if y'all have specific questions about, like, things that we've discussed, because let me tell you something, it's been some conversations with regards to, like, the children, because there will be children eventually, right? Like, how we gonna do this? What's the plan? Like, where we taking them on Sundays? Like, because it's gonna be very difficult to get little Johnny to sit in two church services. Yeah, especially when one was an hour and the other one is 3.
Shut your mouth.
I'm just saying. But again, no, we enjoyed this, guys. If you have Instagram and you feel more comfortable or would like to also, in addition to, reach out to us there, hit us up at Livin LaGrande Lyfe. If you want to reach out to Tristan directly, go ahead and hit her up at Tris LaGrande. If you want to hit me up on my Catholic beliefs and whatnot, or whatever, holler at me at _president. Also, if you are brand new, I know we had you subscribe earlier and get you all set up, but welcome, family. We are happy to have you here. Now that you're here, Tristan has some house rules for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Number one, if you don't listen and you didn't subscribe, go ahead and do that right now.
Yep, here.
Go ahead and subscribe. And when you do, hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever your new friends, the LaGrandes, post some new content. We would love to hear what you think about the content that we're posting now. Did you love this? Do you want to see more of this?
Are you riding?
Is you rolling?
Kiki, do you love me? Cause you see it.
Well,
I see.
I get it.
It's
now.
up there.
I get it that, but I was like,
no, I didn't go that close over your head. It's up there.
It's way up there. Yeah, because initially I was like, "Is you rolling?" Because what are you saying?
You
I might
hit me up
right, like
on Instagram because she not
one of us. One of us went way back to the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And the other
one went to 2020.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and like this. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know what you're thinking about it. Share. You know, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about your new friends, LaGrandes. Okay, sharing is caring. We are on a road to 1,000 subscribers, and we're not stopping there. Okay, so if you want to be a part of our journey to 1,000 subscribers, go ahead. After you subscribe, tell all your peoples about us. If you can show us 5 more people who you asked to subscribe to our channel and they did, we will send you $50.
$50 cash.
$50. So yeah, get on it, get into it. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming out,
and we love you, and we're gonna holler at you in the next video.
Bye.
Peace.